The characters of Bulk and Skull are just as iconic as the Power Rangers themselves. Starting off as antagonists and bullies for our Ranger friends, they became heroes at the end of the Zordon era. And if you binge Mighty Morphin to In Space, you can see the growth and development that these characters had, starting off as bumbling buffoons to heroes, standing up to the bad guys at the end of In Space and Countdown to Destruction, becoming one of their most iconic moments throughout the series. And as a kid, I never really cared when Bulk and Skull was on screen. I could tolerate them, but I didn't really care that much. But as an adult, I love their slapstick humor. It reminds me of Penn and Teller or Abbott and Costello. That kind of humor. It was that kind of humor for my generation, and looking back when you see clips or you just rewatch the series, their slapstick stuff is amazing and fun to watch. But did you know, during the Turbo era of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Bulk and Skull were planning to get their own spin-off? That's right, a Bulk and Skull spin-off was in the works, but it never really took off. So Saban's pitch for this Bulk and Skull spin-off was to release a VHS tape called The Good, The Bad, The Stupid, and basically the premise for this VHS tape episode was Bulk and Skull trapped in a cave and they were flashing back to all their fun times throughout the series. Clips like this.
We're almost there.
Why are we walking like this?
But unfortunately, no one bought it. And in an interview with Jason Narvi by Black Nerd Comedy, Jason Narvi claimed that no one really bought the Good, the Bad, the Stupid tape, and it was sort of like a test market or a backdoor pilot to see if this spin-off would take off. But unfortunately, it didn't.
They were going to try to spin off Bulk and Skull, where Bulk and Skull kind of ran I think it was their grandmother's hotel. We had gotten a Mexican Elvis impersonator named Elvez was going to live in it. Wacky things were going to happen.
Sounds weird, but I buy it.
And as we were developing it, they put out The Good, the Bad, and the Stupid. Okay? That was sort of a test market. To see if anyone bought that, then they knew that the show was worth taking a risk on. And no one out there bought it.
Oh.
It failed. So that's when they said, I don't think Bulk and Skull have a future.
Now I have two guesses why this spin-off never really happened. My first guess is, not every kid would be interested in a Bulk and Skull spin-off. I mean, when you watch Power Rangers, you mostly want to see the Power Rangers. You don't care about Bulk and Skull. And when they released a VHS tape with those two guys on the front, I'm sure not every kid was begging their parents in the store to get it. My second guess is the Power Ranger franchise was running dry and almost at its end. I mean, Turbo nearly saw the cancellation of the series due to low ratings, although from what I've heard, Zeo's ratings weren't doing so hot by the end of its run as well. And the whole reason why Bulk and Skull were turned into chimpanzees at the start of Turbo was so Paul and Jason could work on their spin-off that never took off. So my wild guess is, because people were getting fatigued of Power Rangers for being on the air for 5+ years, people were ready to stop watching and call it quits, and maybe the network was too, so that's why people didn't really care about the Bulk and Skull spin-off, because people were getting bored of Power Rangers. They were ready to move on. I mean, the late 90s was the anime boom that would happen, where stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Digimon, Sailor Moon, they were all taking off at the end of the 90s, so Power Rangers was lucky to survive going up against all of that. And after doing all the research for this video, I would have loved a Bulk and Skull spin-off. I mean, I would love to see one now as them, like Paul and Jason as adults just getting into weird situations. So it'll be like that sitcom era of comedy that's still around these days. I would love to see something like that, but I guess we're never going to get that Bulk and Skull spin-off, unfortunately. We never got to see anything surface of it, and I don't think we're going to be getting it in the future, so I guess one can dream. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!